Here's my little girl, Annabelle's. Hey, Annie. She does not want to be inside. So, if she must be with Mama, we get her blanket. But right now, my Gimpy best friend. Always, always have a best friend when you need some help. So we're going to start doing some lettuce. This is an old, wonderful pallet. I grew corn in it last year and it worked quite well. So I'm just loosening up what I put in. I've already put in some milky spore in the fall because that will help me not get as many horrible, horrible Japanese beetles everywhere. We're going to do iceberg, heading, Hansen improved crisp head, and GimpyGardener is really awesome because their seeds are only 99 cents. Little John Butterhead, and my personal favorite, Ice Queen. I love Ice Queen. These are Baker Creek. They have amazing seeds as well. So I've already laid out some tags, though I think my Ice Queen was waiting for, I had to order that. So the tag is in the house, which I will get later. So for now, we will put all of this off to the side. And honestly, I've already amended the soil, but right before I plant, I always try to put in a little trifecta. It's an overall fertilizer that I found did really well last year. So I just sprinkle some across. Now, if you go on GimpyGardener, there is a chart, and it tells you exactly how much to use for what you're planting. I'm kind of eyeballing it. Excuse me. So I'm going to mix it all in. And then lettuce seeds are like super duper small. So you really do not plant them super duper deep because they might not sprout. I'm going to cover this with a tarp because the weather's still a little bit cold. And then I'll mulch it as well, but not heavily because they're tiny little seeds and I want them to come up, not be weighed down with inches and inches of mulch. So since Ice Queen is my favorite, we are going to do Ice Queen first, and I'm actually going to do 2 rows of it, and the other ones only get 1. But if you look, there are a bazillion teeny itsy bitsy seeds. So you might have to thin them out, which means there'll be more than one coming up in the same kind of vicinity. And some people don't, because if you pick it when it's really teeny tiny, they're kind of like little microgreens or little leafy greens. But you can grow it all the way to be a crisp head. And I just sprinkle a little bit every so many inches because I do not want it to be way too crowded. But I'm not aiming for heads of big huge lettuce like this. I will usually pick it much before that, and then it'll keep growing. That's the beauty of lettuce, spinach. You can pick it like the outer leaves, and the new ones just keep coming and coming, and it will last for quite a bit of time. So we're also going to do this row of Ice Queen. And like I said, I really don't want, I'm just going to use my hands because I don't want to cover it and pack it down too much. Then here I can just cover. Actually, I didn't do that one. Oops. This one I can cover. And then I know that is my Ice Queen. Now I kind of put a little too much dirt, but I think it'll be okay. I also am going to do, which one next? The crisp, handsome crisp. We will do that. It's a crisp head lettuce. And on the back it should tell you how deep. Recently, Jess from Roots and Refuge had said that her marker is kind of twice as big as the seed. If the seed is itty bitty, multiply it by 2, and that's slightly more than itty bitty is how deep. If it's a pea, then obviously you want to do twice as big as a pea and go that deep. But it also says the depth on the back of the package and the spacing for thinning. But right now we are just going to plant. Lettuce was my friend last year. I seem to get a lot of lettuce, and my family's super picky sometimes and very stubborn. So my neighbors really liked me because they benefited my lettuce. I kind of just gave it away. Some people were saying, oh, why didn't you sell it? Well, it was my first year and I just thought it would be nice to share. And I couldn't really say, oh, I can vouch for this being the bestest thing you've ever tasted when I was just learning. So, plus it's just nice to give to your neighbors, really. Now I live in an HOA, which means I don't get any chickens, which I don't really like, but that's life right now. No chickens for me. So instead I get neighbors, a metal chicken, and here we go, now we know what's in there, and I have access to gift my foods to whomever is in the mood. Now I am going to start on this side. I had to pause it a little because my puppy and my wonderful neighbor Shannon's puppy, Shannon is amazing, well, they like to talk to each other quite loudly. So I just paused it. Now we are on Little Gem Butterhead and the Heading Iceberg. I've never grown this before, but we will see what's gonna happen. But I've done these and I've never gotten like perfect little heads. But then again, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for tender greens, and I want them to be quite yummy and not tough. I put my trifecta in, and now we're going to do our little gem. So we will put that here and sprinkle on our seeds. Like I said, I don't know how much they're going to germinate. I'm okay with thinning, and I'm not trying to get heads, so I don't really need to make it all perfect. I don't need perfect lines. I'm just looking for lettuce. And honestly, whenever you're dealing with being a Gimpy gardener, you're just happy to get stuff in the ground because it takes time, and honestly, it takes a lot of little breaks. Now I have these little tags that I made up. This one says iceberg lettuce, and it will go in the last little area. So just going to support that a little bit. So you're going to move this a little bit. Like I said, I already put my trifecta in it. You can hear a plane above me. I live near the Air Force. So, or not the Air Force, the Naval Weapons Station. I live near military. So you're going to hear planes and things above me. See what I found? This piece of wood. I don't need that in there. That's way too intrusive for lettuce to deal with. So, we're just going to put a little bit of seeds spread out. And like I said, I'm not going for lettuce heads, so I don't need them. I think Luke from My Gardener calls it high intensity planting, or high density planting. That's what I tend to do. Save all these little beauties that didn't get in there. And cover this up. And then now all I have to do is water it. And I'm going to lay a tarp over it because it's still a little bit cold. And I am going to push this because whenever it rains or whatever, I don't need all of this falling out of my little bed. So now I just have to water it. And then we will be done with this area. So grow, little lettuce, grow. Bye-bye, lettuce. Let's put that back. Get this over here. It's my little pal. So much easier to push and pull something than it is for me to carry it. Another helpful thing is I fill my wheelbarrow full of water, drain it so it doesn't rust out. In this way, I can easily not bend over as much or drag a hose everywhere. So it's so much nicer. Apparently Annabelle's loves fish fertilizer. Don't you, girl? Yeah, we have to go water. We're gonna go water the lettuce. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone. Okay, so what did I use for plastic? Well, I got this at Walmart, or as people say, big box stores. It's just plastic sheeting. The key, for me at least, is it's 6 mil. You do not want the 2 mil unless you are in super, super hot area. 6 mil for me. I can double it up, but it's super thick, super strong, and I should be able to reuse it. Not forever, but enough times to make it really count. And I just really like using it, other than when I don't have my tarps around. So now I just have to clean up, and frankly, I'm taking a break. That's all about the GIMP part. I have to take several breaks. But you know what? I'm still getting it done. So, sit back, get yourself some coffee, and I will be back another time. Bye-bye. Are you going to go up? I think Annabelle and I are going to take a break. She's going to lay down. I'm going to have some coffee. And then we will get back to it after our little break. Annie, you going to say bye-bye? Say bye-bye, everybody. Have a good day.